Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so, yes, we are going to be talking about a device that I haven't reviewed in a long time and waited for someone to have one on sale to pick one up again because mine got destroyed. However, before getting into that, if you would like to try out Helium Mobile for a month free, use my promo code in the description. That will get you your first month for free to try them out. And why try Helium Mobile service? I mean, one of the biggest things about them, you earn crypto just for mapping the services for them. Turn on mapping, earn your rewards, use your rewards to pay your bill ahead, which you can now monthly again. That has returned back to the Helium mobile app. Check out my tutorial on how to prepay your Helium mobile bill using your earned rewards. So since the app got a whole new user interface overhaul, but that's for another video. Anyways, like I said, review the Google Pixel 4a, right? Google Pixel 4a, no, the Google Pixel 4a, which was probably one of the most favorited A-series devices released by Google. But the reasoning is the price. The price was probably one of the biggest reasonings why this device was so well received by the tech community and even outside of the tech community. You got all the Google Pixel experience wrapped up in this device, and it only costed at the time of release $349, so $350 for the phone. Every other A-series device has been about $399 to $549 in pricing. So this was the cheapest Pixel A-series device, but it did not feel cheap at all. No way. First of all, with giving you all the basic necessities and features that Google Pixel had, right? So, let's get into the things that it didn't have real quick. Okay, compared to the Pixel 4 and 4 XL, the 4a did not have the Project Soli chip, so we didn't get motion sense with this device. But most people didn't care about motion sense, so it wasn't that big of a deal for them. What we did get was a new design overhaul, bringing the display with a nearly full screen display with a hole punch out selfie cam in the upper left corner. So that was a much well-received change. Okay, so no big forehead bezel on the top for the Soli radar chip to process motion sense. Okay. The other caveat to this is that it released and it left people scratching their heads because it released in August, I believe, of 2020. I want to say, yeah, about 4 years ago, so like 2020, and right around the corner was the Pixel 5's release, and the Pixel 5 release with 5G connectivity, as well as the bigger model of the 4a, the 4a 5G, which acted like a larger device for the Pixel 5, and it was also a larger device for the 4a. And that device had 5G, but this one didn't. And I think that that's the reason why its pricing was, at launch time, $349. Was because this was not going to have 5G, so it wasn't going to be future-proof for very long. It relied on LTE, which I will tell you guys, LTE is still capable. I mean, I've run speed tests, as you guys will see, and it does pretty well on the speed test, so I have no complaints there whatsoever. But yes, this was part of, the Pixel generation that sported the Pixel imprint sensor on the back. Now they have switched over to in-display fingerprint sensor, so it's kind of nice to have a physical one just because you can just tap the backs easier too. And it's very weird how the Pixel imprint sensor on the back is. I mean, it literally, it's not that deep where you would definitely feel it, which is cool, right? I guess, if those are all aesthetics, not super huge of a big deal. Okay. Type-C port on the bottom as well as speakers. So you have your speaker, your microphone, and your Type-C port. Everyone always thinks those two cutouts at the bottom are like two speakers. They're not. One is a microphone, one is a speaker, and then the secondary speaker is on the very top where the earpiece is at for where you're listening to your calls on, your normal phone calls, right? Not speakerphone. The display size, I believe, was a 5.7-inch display. So this is a very compact phone, and if you guys know me, I like compact phones. So that was probably one of the things I really enjoyed about it. But just like the next generation, the Pixel 5a, this one sports a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack at the very top. So I can actually plug that into my auxiliary line in my vehicle and just play music directly from this without having to worry to sap more battery by connecting Bluetooth. That does eat away at your battery. Having the auxiliary lines, pretty cool. No problems at all over there. And yeah, this is on Android 13. So, I mean, it's not too far away from Android 15. The user interface is pretty much similar. You just, lose out on some of the Android 15 features, which, people are not too concerned about. These are things that, only the tech geeks and tech nerds are really concerned about. Majority overall with the user interface of the device, it's a very smooth experience. There's no 90 hertz refresh, no 120 hertz refresh on the screen, but it's still smooth when navigating and swiping through the user interface. There's not really a lot of, like jittery or jank going on. And you got this nice bounce effect when you kind of hit like the end of a scrolling whatever app or whatever, list you're in. Got a little nice animation there, but you can also turn those off in developer options. Can this device be pushed to a custom ROM? It absolutely can. And I do know that Evolution X 8.3, which is an Android 14 based ROM, is available for this. I don't know if I'm going to flash that ROM onto this device or leave it on, stock Android 13. I did unlock the bootloader, so, it is ready to flash a custom ROM if I want to, and USB debugging is turned on, just in case I decide to. But I think for now, I'm content with just stock Android 13. I have no desire to really push it to Android 14. Because this is like a backup device, right? I have my Google Pixel 8a, which is my primary device that I use, and then the Pixel 4a and the iPhone 12 as my secondary devices. So yes, I'm still keeping 3 devices on hand. At the end of the day, when it comes down to all these devices and just my usage of them, yes, I'm always going to be a very big fan of Google Pixels. I think they do tremendously well for what they are. And even something like this, which is supposed to be bringing you all the Pixel experience at a very low cost, and this definitely hit it at a very low cost, for sure. One of my top 5 favorite devices of all time. The display is nice and vibrant. I have no issues there at all. And viewing this in the sun, I mean, yeah, if you're used to like the 2000 nits brightness you get from the Pixel 8a, obviously this is not going to compare to that. But this is still it's a pleasure to view the display when you're trying to read emails and check text messages and stuff like that. Totally fine. One of the craziest things about the Pixel 4a, which I will do a separate demo video for that, but is the cameras. A single firing camera on the back is what we get with the Pixel 4a, and a single firing selfie cam in the front, which selfie cams in the front usually are single. The only Pixel device I know of that had dual cameras in the front was the Google Pixel 3. But yeah, we're not trying to take groupies here. No pun intended. But this one, even though it has a square camera module on the back, it's got a single 12.1 megapixel camera sensor. The Sony IMX363 camera sensor exists within this device. And of course, you guys know that Google Photos is optimized for the camera sensors that use the Sony IMX363. So you should be able to take pretty much really good shots with this. Now with the selfie camera in the front and with low light, I do notice a little bit of graininess. And I think that's where the optimization for night sight kind of fixed a lot of that. So even though it looks grainy in the viewfinder and you're snapping a selfie, it'll come out clear with a lot of image processing. And that's Google's computational photography at work. So yeah, this is a bare bones device for somebody out there that just wants a Google Pixel phone, doesn't want to spend over $400. This is a very good option. You can still make it supportable by, updating it with a custom ROM if you know how to flash ROMs using ADB and all that jazz. Then yeah, you can definitely keep the life going in the Pixel 4a. But if you're not wanting the latest and greatest OS, then this should suffice on just Android 13. It's still capable. You can still do all the things you want to do. It's got that physical pixel imprint sensor. Got that nice display. Got some cameras there to play around with. And definitely audio is pretty decent on this. So that is my return video to the Google Pixel 4a. And a day in the life video is coming a little bit later this week. So be on the lookout for that. Shout out to the couple who sold me the device. I appreciate you guys for, I was going to make a video on how to shop for OfferUp, but I never told them I was making a YouTube video, so I didn't want them, to invade their privacy. So you guys, that's about as much as you'll know, is that a very nice couple sold me this device. Thanks for checking out today's video. I'll talk to you on the next one. Law.